Paw'dCats Sports.
Tell me what we're working with today.
We've got
Benny the Wildcat, by the way.
6 seconds. I'm Alley Wildcat. This is Benny Lay Wildcat.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the interweb.
Interwebs. We got 6 segments. What the Wildcats did right. What TCU did wrong.
Wrong.
What we saw and what it means. Stat breakdown.
Breakdown.
Position grades. And the betting breakdown. What we predicted.
My favorite segment by far.
What we predicted.
Predictions.
We were right.
And we will go revisit those and circle back to them. Well, we got some key highlights from the game last Saturday up in Manhappiness. Avery threw 3 tutties, no picks, including 2 to the tight end, Garrett Oakley. The defense stepped up big. What happened with the defense?
2! Count them,
2
touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, defensive touchdowns. Love them. Non-offensive touchdowns. Always a good thing. Des Purnell. Shout out Des. He had his career game. 2 picks, pick 6, sack, 5 tackles. Yeah, Des. That's why you persevere, man, for days like that, Des. And K-State dominated the second, third quarters, outscoring TCU 28-14. What stood out most about the quarterback's performance? What do you think?
He ran the ball when he needed to.
Yeah.
And he only ran for like 20-some yards.
29, 13 carries.
29 yards.
Yeah.
Ran the ball when he needed to. Got some good third down conversions.
Moving the chain.
It looked like, I think my biggest thing is it looked like he didn't panic when he was being rushed, and he took the sack. And that's, to me, is a sign of growth and maturity. And instead of panicking and trying to get the ball away or run around, right, he's taking that sack.
Well, we were only 7 of 16 on third down. We did convert 2 fourth downs, so we're still behind the 8 ball on the third down conversion.
Still not bad, though.
Yeah.
Still not bad.
Good enough. 16 for 26 through the air, 198. Didn't need to pass for more than 198. So obviously not the 300 plus that we saw at Baylor, but that's a different kind of game, I guess, a little bit. And the defense did more to support the offense this game.
Yeah, he played pretty flawlessly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only thing you would want to see is maybe a little bit more rushing yards and no sliding. But
this ain't baseball, man.
But I mean, we're just like grasping at straws, being nitpicky. Sure. He played a great game, man.
Yeah, no doubt. And the defense, going back to them, the defense did, of course, force those 2 turnovers in the first half down in Waco, but they did more at TCU. They scored. And sometimes you got to take the ball into your own hands and do it yourself if the offense isn't going to put up enough points, especially when you give them those chances.
Speaking of that, how did Des Purnell's leadership and playmaking shift the momentum?
Oh, well, obviously, big time. Those back-to-back plays where he has the sack and then the pick 6 shifts that momentum tremendously, especially when you're playing at home and you can give the crowd a reason to get excited about your defense. So, again, shout out Des. Career game, unforgettable, something he's going to take to the grave with him. And, yeah, no doubt about it. And hopefully he gets a degree, or maybe he already has his master's because he's been here a while.
Yeah, it was great to see, man. Just great to see the defense getting in the end zone. And I believe that's the first time all year the defense has gotten into the end zone. And, maybe because Josh Hoover made some pretty bad, plays, but we needed it, man. Baylor made bad plays too, but we capitalized on these ones because it was in their own territory. So it was huge, man. Gets the crowd hyped, and I think it gives that extra boost to our offense as well because they started getting going after that a little bit.
Agreed. And there's a question about adjustments that the defense made. We're just going to ignore that. The defense didn't give them any points in the first quarter. They only gave up 7 in the first half. So let's just look at how important that crowd's energy was. How important were the rowdies?
Man,
Bill.
a 2-4,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Going into that UCF game, or we were what? Worse than that. Going into that UCF game, 53,000. That's just amazing, right? And then coming in, bringing another 51,000. I don't know the exact number, but it was around 51,000 sellout.
yeah. You know,
It's huge for our team, man. Huge for the coaching staff, and it just shows, I think, that we are a serious football program, and we really care about the sport here in Manhattan.
yeah, it's great that the fans are showing up in big numbers, but there's people working their asses off behind the scenes to make those things happen. There's a whole team of marketing people, I'm sure, that are getting the word out early and often about buying tickets and getting to those games. And you get those emails all the time, and they're getting a little annoying for me because I already got my games scheduled. But I'm sure those work, and they do draw in those extra 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000 fans that you need to sell out your stadium. Otherwise, with a 2-4, 3-4 record, you're sitting at like 46, 47,000. I can remember during Bill 1.0 when I was up at there in 2002, 2003. There were some games early in the season when that were poorly attended, that were non-conference games, and even a few a little bit later in the season, and in 2004 especially, right before I left. But so it's nice to see 51,000 after a 2-4 start, over 50,000, and the student section was full until, of course, the sun started beating down on people, and you got to seek a little refuge. But that's also good to see. So shout out to those students who showed up and showed out.
Yeah, and the revenue is huge too, of course.
Yeah, it's
Always
not
good.
just ticket revenue. When you got butts and seats, that's concessions, the town, etc.
Yeah, just good for the economy of Manhattan.
Yeah, cash money, baby. Follow the dollar. Follow the
Money.
dollar, and you'll know why things happen.
All right, moving on. Did the offensive line finally find its rhythm here?
I don't know. It's been what, a week since this game, 6 days. I try to watch the interior as much as possible, but I couldn't recall enough information to give you a good judgment on that one.
Yeah, I can't either. All I know is that Devin Vass, I think, is in there, and there's one other guy in there that we're not playing earlier in the season, and I think the younger guys are starting to find a little bit more momentum and kind of finding that rhythm. So
Yeah,
I
Joe
think
Jackson
we are
ran
playing better.
27 carries, 110 yards. So, the offensive line's obviously getting a little bit of a push, and Joe, of course, run hard. I mean, that's 27 carries. That's high volume. I mean, it's not the greatest efficiency, but hey, it's over 100 yards, and
Yeah, and
he's shouldering the load and no turnovers.
yeah, and that I think that number was a lot lower, but in the late third quarter, early fourth quarter, we just leaned on him to get 3 or 4 yards, two, three. Just
Yeah,
kept
maybe that
feeding him the rock, feeding him the
led to
rock.
the high
Bled,
volume.
yeah,
Yeah,
bled the timeout,
yeah. Hey,
which is
clock
what we
management,
want.
man. Clock management.
Yes, good. That was good.
Muy
Thank you.
importante.
Matt Wells, I think, had a pretty solid day today or that day.
Oh, you
So
said Matt Wells.
yeah, I
Ouch.
think he had a solid day. So no qualms from the coaching staff,
Well,
which is
winning has a way
pretty
of
easy.
healing your emotions when it comes to these things. That's why I try to detach completely my emotions from the outcomes of these games anymore, because I'm not 19 and I'm not walking out of the stadium after a 25-6 game home winning streak was broken, all brokenhearted and downtrodden and sad. So, like I said, man, just show up to the games, have fun, enjoy the time with your people, your family, the experience, and if you win, that's a bonus. And if you lose, don't blame the official.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to not blame anybody and have a good time when TCU did not play very well. So let's go to segment two. What TCU did wrong?
Well, they turned the ball over. That's what they did wrong. And especially when it leads directly to points, that's flipping. I mean, that's a 14-point swing in some cases. So turning the ball over, of course. Josh Hoover, 26 for 47. I mean, he had
God.
376 yards. A ton of those were late, which concerns me in the fourth quarter. But yeah, 19 incompletions. No, 21 incompletions and 2 picks, of course. Yeah, Hoover had a pretty sucky game. We held their rushing attack down, and that's shout out to the defensive front. 72 yards, 22 carries for the team, and that's huge. Obviously, when you can outrush a team by 50, 60, 70 yards or more, 145 to 72.
Yeah, and D-line wasn't great for them. They got to the quarterback Avery a couple times. I think twice. Yes, 2 sacks. And their secondary, man, was giving up some deep shots as well. Avery just threw the ball up to Tibbs there at a point, and he just went up and caught it, and then
wide open catch. Yeah,
wide open Garrett Oakley, I think, right after that to lead us to our first touchdown.
Right, Tibbs went up and got that one. Our wide receiver core has exceeded expectations, and now that Bradley's back, that's quite a solid top 3.
Yeah, and then their secondary also just missing that guy, Jaron Bradley, in the corner of the end zone. Granted, that was a great pass from Avery and a great catch from Bradley. That looked like, an NFL-type play. It was beautiful. But, they just missed tackles, had poor pursuit angles. They let us extend drives, and I think we'll get to our time of possession a little later, but we just dominated.
Couple 4th down conversions. So
yeah, we were very methodical in this game. So we did everything we needed to do to win.
I think there should be a clause written into a coach's contract that if you go for it on 4th and more than 3 in your own territory, that you're just automatically fired at the end of the game, unless it's necessary late in the game in the 4th quarter because you have to. But anyway, we didn't convert 2 4th downs. Struggled on 3rd down a little bit. Only 7 for 16.
Yeah, 7 for 16. You want a couple more 3rd downs there.
You want that to be 50, 60%, over 50?
At least 50.
Yeah.
Got to be at least 50.
Oh, yeah, on the floor.
All right. Do we want to go over these questions?
Yeah.
Do you think TCU underestimated K-State's ability to stretch the field a little bit?
Oh, probably just a little bit.
I think
a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is going to work out maybe to our advantage throughout the season because everybody sees us as a run first team, right? But we'll hit you, man. No. We'll hit you. We got better wide receivers than we've had in the past 2 or 3 years, collectively. With that one year we had Warner and Malik Knowles, but I truly do believe that these guys are better than that group of wide receivers and very clearly better than the past 2 years. So I think that's going to work out to our advantage in some games this year and hopefully against KU next weekend.
Yeah, we got an important bye week here, 2 weeks to prepare to go out to Lawrence and get that dub. It's going to be numero 17. What's 17 in Spanish?
We are on episode 17 now too.
Wow,
we're getting there, man.
There we go. All right,
it's crazy.
It's in the cards.
Call
me now for your free reading.
We'll be getting to 100 episodes before you know it, man.
100 million episodes. Well, I don't remember a lot of TCU's getting back to business here. I don't remember a lot of TCU's red zone offense, but do you recall any of what they could have maybe done differently in the red zone? Any of those drives that were in the red zone?
God, I don't.
6 days.
I mean,
paying attention to some of these games.
I think they were going for it later in the game, and they couldn't convert in the red zone. So obviously, if you're TCU, you gotta get Josh Hoover probably running the ball more, and I don't think we saw any of that. He was just throwing and throwing and throwing. Like we said, he threw the ball 47 times. You got to get him out in the pocket, and that's how you got to beat K-State.
Right, and it seems to be a common theme with some of these teams that throw the ball all the time and are kind of up tempo. That they run 5 wide. They get in the red zone, the field gets short, and then they can't punch it in because their whole offense is predicated on stretching defenses.
Mm-hmm.
When you shrink the field, they have difficulty.
And
punching the ball across the end line.
That'll be very interesting when we break down the Texas Tech game because they have the number 1 offense, passing offense in the nation.
Yeah, you're talking about Baylor, man, number 1.
They're number 2 still, man. They're number 2. And Texas Tech is number 1, I think, overall. So that That's going to be really interesting to see if we can bend but not break. But we'll get to that obviously in about a week and a half.
Yeah, we'll break down that KU pregame pretty soon, and of course Tech. Hopefully, I'll be able to make it up to that when I'm planning on it. Stay tuned.
All right, so we're gonna go through our initial thoughts, what we saw, and what it means for segment 3. For me, we looked pretty confident. We were aggressive on defense, unified. Right, we're finding our identity. The defense is playing with some purpose. But late in quarters, it's late in games in the fourth quarter, it's getting skeptical. Without that defense playing very well in the first half, I don't see us. It's probably a much closer game, right? Obviously, we won by 14, and we had 2 interceptions, or we had an interception for a touchdown, and then the backwards pass for a touchdown. So this game's a lot closer if we don't have that. You kind of just wish you would have seen that against Baylor. But also, Johnson has a lot of poise. He played great. I feel like he just keeps improving, and I feel like this team is improving and improving. The frustrating part is that, it's 6 games, 7 games through, and now we're starting to go up and up. We need to figure out, especially next year, how we can get these guys to gel a lot quicker, and that's on the coaching staff. And Ireland stuff may have something to do with that and not practicing before Ireland or whatever had happened. But we need to figure that out, man. We need to be ready to go first week.
Yeah, my reaction to this is that I'm a little skeptical. Still, our defense in the fourth quarter gave up some huge chunk plays and gave up 21 points in the second half. We're still finishing games poorly, and we're just fortunate that the offense was able to put up over 40 for the first time this season to be able to overcome that. Otherwise, it gets a little more dicey there at the end of the game. And the defense did score those, had turnovers and scored points in the first half, but you got to be able to finish ball games, and that's why we're losing close games. And this game wasn't close; it didn't matter at the end of the day. But I'm still skeptical. Improvement a little. I mean, we won the game. I'm happy that we won the game, obviously. But I'm still a little worried moving forward. And this, regardless of the outcome in this previous game, the outcome in the next game is what's going to make or break this staff and this season. So in my mind, that's what matters. Extending this streak to 17.
So then,
I don't think it would have mattered whether we would have lost or won this game. And it's still, I'm hinging my bets on the KU game.
So then you think the turning point for the season is next weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 100%. No doubt about it.
Not so fast, my Benny.
Hey, man, you not so fasted me earlier.
I know earlier.
And then Monty just went off like a dog. All right,
I know.
Down in the desert.
I know earlier in the year that I said, that the team couldn't beat KU, and that was the team 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. But now, 100% confident we beat these guys next weekend, so it's not going to be the turning point of the season. It will be in Manhattan against Texas Tech. We're going to really see what they're made of. So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully
there won't be any knives being thrown next weekend in Lawrence down to the KU sideline. I would hate to see that.
I don't know if that actually happened or not.
I would just hate to see that. So rumors floating all over the internets about that. Lance, come on, man. L squared. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think he apologized for that, actually.
Come on, man.
He was a little heated. About the tortillas.
God forbid one of those hit you in the back of the head, might knock you out.
But I mean, I get, if you're throwing a bunch of tortillas around, there's going to be some college kids that are going to be throwing some other stuff. Hopefully not.
Take that tortilla, put your L in it, and let it digest. Take your L's, take your licks, take your losses.
All right, can the defense sustain this level of play against tougher offenses?
The only thing I'm worried about the defense is finishing games. All right, we cannot continue to allow teams in the fourth quarter to march down the field, win close games at the end, or that TCU game last weekend, they put up 21 there in the second half, 14 in the fourth. It's inexcusable. They outgained us by almost, over 100 yards?
Oh, yeah. It
We beat them
was
by 13 points.
448 to 343, so
We're getting
105 yards.
Ton of yards through the air to these teams, and that's, if the defense doesn't keep forcing turnovers and scoring points, we're going to lose most of those games, and by a few 2, 3, 4 points like we did
Or
during that losing streak.
Or you're going to leave it up to Avery to just run around like a chicken with
Have
his
to
head
be a
cut
hero.
off, trying to make something happen, which he's been
Right.
doing. And we've seen a trend with this, right? Iowa State game, North Dakota, we saw it with Army. All 3 of those teams, they came and scored and got the lead, and 2 of them won. We had to rely on Avery against North Dakota. And then against Baylor, up by 17, let them come back because we don't keep our foot on the gas. So it's true, man. It's something that I don't know if it's conditioning, which if it is conditioning, that's a pathetic excuse because that should never be an excuse in athletics, especially at this level. That should absolutely never be an excuse. You just got to finish the games out, man. You sit there and think you're ahead and think you're going to win, and then all of a sudden, couple drives, couple mistakes. Yeah, it's a mentality.
It's just psychological.
The whole game. The whole game. You just got to play the whole game, man.
You can't go into the fourth quarter up 14, up 10, up 7 in a tight game and have a mentality of, I hope we don't lose.
Yeah.
You got to be a dog. You got to go finish.
Hey, you go out there and that's what happened against Baylor, man. And I could see it coming on that 3rd and 3, right? You just got to,
when you're there seeing it.
Yeah, you got to just keep your foot on the gas, get those first downs, keep doing what you were doing to win the game, and just
I'd rather lose that way. Yep, and being maybe a little too aggressive than lose because we're scared that we might lose our lead, or lose the game. So you play to win the game. Your mentality when you're up 14 in the fourth is to win by 20 or more. Finish. Easier said than done, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
On the field, but come on.
Yeah, you got to play the full game, 100%, and you got to have that mentality.
Flip the script in your mind.
Yeah,
we're going out here to finish.
Because when you start playing like better teams like Tech and Utah, especially Utah on the road against them,
you're gonna have to overcome 4 momentum swings to beat them in a close game in their house.
Yeah, they're gonna sit there and
takes that mentality.
And we're not going to be able to run the ball, right, at the end of the game if we're ahead by 14 against those better defenses. We're doing this against one of the worst run defenses in the Big 12. We're not going to be able to do that.
Exactly.
Right? So if you're up by 14 and you're sitting there running Joe Jackson into a brick wall, you're sitting there running him into a brick wall, that's not going to work, man. No. Unless our offensive line somehow magically just becomes great. But I don't see that happen.
Yeah, they've been on the proverbial bus.
All right, let's move on. What does this win mean for bowl eligibility?
Well, it means you're one game closer to 6 wins, Al. That's what it
duh.
I like to refer back to that Bill Snyder quote. They asked him before the Nebraska game, what is this going to mean, a win for the program? And he's like, well, if we win, we're 11-0. And if we lose, we're 10-1. It's one of my favorites. Just to the point, like no drama.
Yeah, so obviously we needed the win because we got
3.
Like we said, Texas Tech and Utah on the road. Mm-hmm. Utah on the road, Texas Tech at home. If we lose both of those, then we have to win at Colorado at home, Oklahoma State on the road, and Kansas on the road.
Yeah, I mean it starts at KU. If we don't beat KU, we're not going.
If we don't beat KU, we're not going to the bowl game.
It's over. I mean, it's technically possible.
Well, dude, I don't know, man. Remember, dude, we lost to Arkansas State. The next week, we beat OU. We were their only loss. I'm pretty sure that year, dude.
Bringing up the cold stuff.
I'm just saying, college football is crazy. We could lose to KU.
It's crazy, man.
Come around, turn around, and beat Texas Tech. Be stupid, but
yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, teams can have half their defense injured, and then all of a sudden you're killing them. Like the Chiefs, I think. Chiefs played half injured defense, the Lions, last weekend, so that made them look a little better. But hey, that'll build your confidence, Then maybe you can take that step forward, 2 steps forward. Anything can happen, you're right. Injuries, weather, etc. Players saying crazy things, coaches lying about knives getting suspended, fine. Who knows?
All right, so let's run down the stats here in segment 4. Stats breakdown.
Oh, breakdown!
Total yards, KSU 343, TCU 448. We talked about that. That's just ridiculous, but I think it plays into our kind of game plan. Let's have them throw 50 times if they're gonna have 25 incompletions. Right?
Agreed. We did control the clock because of that, 36-19 to 23-41.
Yeah, if they can't beat our secondary, then push them. We'll really be tested, against KU, because I think they have a lot more grit than TCU did. TCU does. Turnovers, KSU 0, big.
Yeah.
TCU 3, huge.
TCU had 3 on paper, but they did turn the ball over 3 times on down.
6.
You want to add those in?
6.
That's a lot of turning in the ball.
3 empty possessions.
It's like flapjacks.
Pretty bad. They probably had. Well, so they turn it over on downs. How many times do they punt?
Oh, I don't know. Nobody punts anymore, man. Do we even have a punter on the roster?
TCU, K-State punt returns 1. So they had a drive where they did punt.
This dude punted 1 time. Ed Small.
So there's 4 empty possessions there. So basically 7.
This can't be right. He punted 1 time for no yards. What, did it get blocked?
No, Ed Small, that's his punt return.
Yeah, 1 punt return for no yards. What I'm seeing.
No, that's Ed Small returned a punt for 0 yards. Ethan
that makes
Krall,
sense. Yeah.
So it does say Ethan Krall had 3 punts.
Spot, man.
So Ethan Krall had 3 punts, so that means Sterling Lockett must have had 2 fair catches, and then he tried to return 1. So
Nate McCashland is the kicker. And Ethan Krall, you're right. He had 3 of them.
So that's what they had. They went for it 3 times on 4th down.
They went for it 4 times. They did convert once.
So 4 times.
7 times.
Jesus, dude. So they had 3 turnovers.
They went for it more than they punted.
And they had
Ed Small punting.
6.
Ed Small had very small yardage on his returns.
6 empty possessions is pretty terrible.
That's bad.
All right. Time of possession, and we talked about this, obviously. 6 empty possessions, 3 turnovers.
6 times.
Throw the ball 50 times almost and have 21 incompletions.
21 times in the trash can.
Kansas State dominates 36-19.
Only 19 minutes out of the trash can.
23 minutes. Not as bad as the Army K-State game.
Man, if I hear Army one more time, I'm going to mute myself.
Don't do that.
I'm a fan of the Army. I appreciate what they do, but
third down efficiency, K-State 7 for 16. Like we said, we want that to be a little higher. TCU 6 for 13. Avery Johnson, 198 yards, 3 TDs. Garrett Oakley, great game. 4 receptions, 71 yards, 2 TDs. And Des Purnell, 2 interceptions, 1 sack, 6 tackles, 1 TD. What a great performance from him, man. All Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week.
Yep.
I don't know about National Defensive Player of the Week. Might have to look into that. I don't know if they brought that out, but you'd hope it was him.
And, VJ, your boy, had 6 tackles, 5 solo. Donovan McIntosh, 5 tackles. Quay, 4. Gunner, 4. Austin Romaine, 4. So, tackles for everybody. And I think Malcorn Crowder had a pretty good game. He's emerging.
Yeah, and another thing about this,
I did.
Yeah, another thing we've seen from our receivers is that we're really spreading the ball out a lot, and that's great. When we get Jace Brown back fully healthy, because he only had 3 receptions for 27 yards, I think he was a little limited. When we get him back fully healthy, we don't want to just rely on him. Obviously, he's a big piece, but if we keep spreading around, he can break out for a big one every here and there.
Yes, sir.
All right, so
should we grade these folks?
Yeah, segment 5, position grades.
Let's grade them. Let's get report card time.
Quarterback, I give him An A.
A is for Avery.
A is for
Avery.
Avery.
ERY.
3 touchdowns, no mistakes. A. Running back. What do you gave him an A? Quarterback. You gave quarterback Avery an A.
Yes.
All right, running back. I'm gonna go B. Ran the ball entirely too many times, but you can't complain when you're winning the game and you're just giving them the rock to run the timeout. So he had 110 rushing yards, which is his best on the season, and he's coming to form a little bit and running hard. So congrats, Joe Jackson.
I'm having some problems with my microphone right now.
You're crazy.
Yes. That's
Oh no.
okay. I got it fixed. But yeah, running backs, man. Joe Jackson, 27 carries, running hard for over 100 yards. I love to see it. So let's give those running backs that running back an A minus.
Wide receivers and tight ends.
A.
It says A minus on here. I mean, I'll take an A minus. We spread the ball out.
94.2%.
Yeah, we did what we needed to do. So Garrett Oakley, 71, Tibbs, 51, Brown, 27, Bradley, 26 with an amazing touchdown catch.
Yes.
Will Swanson got involved a little bit, so good. Did what we needed to do. Didn't need to throw the ball a lot.
I'm giving them an A. They have 3 touchdowns, 16 catches, 198 yards, and we had 7 receivers catch passes.
Offensive line, B.
Yeah,
better grade than they've had all season.
I'm going to put an incomplete.
Yeah, I like an incomplete.
Incomplete.
Must finish.
I haven't observed enough. I haven't paid enough attention. I need to be fair and impartial with my grading. Proper educating. Incomplete.
Okay.
We'll come back to that after the KU game.
D-line, I'll give a B as well. Got a little bit of pressure on Hoover. We only had 1 sack, and that was from Purnell, linebacker.
I give those guys a B. They held them to 70, 80 yards rushing.
Rushing. They held them to 72 yards rushing, which is incredible.
22 carries. That's it. It's not running a lot, but
your boy Ed Small had negative 13 yards rushing.
So that guy kicking punts?
No, he's returning punts.
But
negative 13 yards rushing.
Oh man, I didn't know his numbers were that small.
But I don't think Kavorian Barnes had a bad game. It's just they pulled the K-State in this game.
Got
dude.
12 carries. Yeah,
they
81 yards.
Yeah, they pulled the K-State, and it
made more opportunities probably in the end zone.
They abandoned the running game, and they just started throwing the damn ball. It's like,
Aaron! Who's the offensive coordinator? I don't even know. It's trash.
I have no idea. But if they just give him the ball more, man, then they probably are more effective. But didn't see that. Linebackers, A+++++, just because of Desmond Purnell.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go with an A. Good job, Des. By the way, the TCU offensive coordinator is last name Briles, as you're wondering.
Briles. Art?
Kendall Briles. That would be Art's son.
Oh, yeah. Defensive backs.
Hey, Kendall, why don't you give the ball to your back?
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Defensive backs, I'll give a B.
DBs, C.
Yeah, they probably get a better grade if they don't falter at the end of the game.
376 yards.
This could have been a huge blowout, to be honest.
Big chunk plays. Eric McAllister, 4 catches, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and then your boy Ed Small again. Ed Small, 6 catches for 100.
His receiving numbers weren't too small.
Dude, this dude's receiving a running back. He's
had 2 receivers over 100 yards.
Yeah, 2 receivers over 100 yards is bad.
85-yarder for Eric McAllister resulted in pay dirt. So that's secondary.
Yeah, that was real quick too.
C minus.
And if
it was a quick answer drive, I think, when we went up.
If TCU doesn't go for it on those 4th downs and they just punt, then they could have been in the game. Their coaching was pretty atrocious.
I don't understand it. What's wrong with these coaches? They get paid millions of dollars, doll hairs, and you're going to go for it on 4th down more times than you punt.
Who knows?
The math doesn't.
All right.
Special teams.
Special teams.
Louis.
B+. No mistakes. Nothing crazy.
Louis went 2 for 2. He had 5 for 5 from extra points. So his only miss remains the block.
Yeah.
I know a couple weeks back. So Lou Groza.
Didn't make any mistakes. Caught the ball. Well, that's all you got to do, guys, to get the B+. You just got to let your kicker kick.
5 punts, 194 yards on his punts, averaging about 40 a punt. So he did kick it in the end zone a couple times.
Let your kickers kick, and then just catch the ball. Don't make any mistakes. You get a B+.
Yeah. We didn't make any mistakes. Didn't turn the ball over. Didn't muff punts. Didn't fumble the ball inside our own 5 on a kick return. Devin Rice had 1 for 21 yards. Pocket had 1 punt return for 4. But like I said, no turnovers, no goofy business. Louis perfect. Special teams, B+.
It is upsetting, though, that we can't get Lockett into space because I feel like he could do so much more. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to go to the betting breakdown.
The legend of Sterling Lockett.
All right, the betting breakdown. Before the game, what was your prediction?
Sorry, I got excited.
What was your prediction?
My prediction before the game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell, I don't remember. I have to go back and look at the last episode. Do you remember?
I think you had, I don't know. I can't remember. But I remember mine.
Yeah. What was yours?
I had 45-28, and I would have gotten the score exactly right.
Yeah.
If we wouldn't have kicked those field goals.
Damn it.
Just punched it in. But 41-28, pretty damn close. So obviously we hit the over.
I want to say my prediction was a little bit closer than that.
You said
both teams in the 30s.
I think you may have said 35-31 or something.
Yeah,
35-28.
But I was with you on the over and Cats on the money line, so we both cashed.
Yeah, Cats obviously covered the spread. Johnson threw for over 2 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure we said something about that.
Yeah.
On the over. We may have said over passing yards.
Over 1.5.
He didn't hit the over passing yards, which is okay.
Over 1.5 tutties, though. We
did say the defensive TD. We called it.
Yes.
But we called the wrong person. We said VJ Payne.
We did. Come on, VJ. Where you at? Come on, dog.
We need you, VJ. We want you in the end zone.
That's a challenge. Accept it.
So, yeah, we did well, man.
Yeah, we took that money all the way to the bank. Might take it with me to the Texas Tech game. Eat some of those new concessions. Oh, nom. Bring some chocolate chip cookies too. Take them up to Coach Snyder, man, up there in the press box.
I think that he was at the game. They showed him on the TV. That was
and
nice.
Like Bill's missing any games, man. It's ridiculous.
We did. I think the bet that we were for sure on was the over. Bad defenses, and that's going to be the same for the KU game.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over on this. I don't even know what it is yet. Probably going to be in the 50s.
Probably.
Yeah. Did Vegas underestimate the Wildcats? Well, probably not, because a lot of that money is fans, and the more engaged fan base sometimes, especially in these closer predicted games, is going to sway the line. So you got to be careful for that. Like they're trying to get you with Jace Brown like 85, 95 yards. You got to remember, maybe you're on the road and Jace hurts. So don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. Maybe avoid that bet, that prop, or take the under.
Yeah, and then
it's just an example, Jace. Don't take offense to that, all right? Like Jace watching this.
Adjusting betting strategy, I'm thinking we want to keep taking Avery on passing touchdowns.
Yes.
We do like passing in the
not yardage. Not yardage.
Not yardage, probably not. Until we play maybe Texas Tech, because then he's probably going to have to throw the ball more.
Good point.
But against KU, definitely take the touchdowns.
Take the touchdowns. No doubt about it. Might even take a rushing touchdown, but that's a little bit more of a long shot.
All right. Well, we are finished with this episode of the Paw'dCats Sports post game.
So soon. So sad.
The frogs croaked in the Snyder jungle. We are the fiercest voice in the Flint Hills. We won 41-28. We had the defensive grit. And here's to next week, when you'll catch us with our Hoops Preview.
Ooh, Hoops Preview.
Where we'll be talking about just breaking down where these players are from and showing you guys some highlights and what they're all about, how this team looks.
Me gusta.
And then we'll bring you with the pregame. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I think this basketball team is going to be pretty good, but we'll talk about that here soon.
Stay tuned.
We missing somebody?
Oh.
Where's the Kansas State guy?
Where's the Kansas State guy?
I don't know.
All right. That's it for your Paw'dCats Sports
See ya.
podcast.
I miss you.
Check you later.
Bye.